Alright folks, I'm out here in the shop. Every time I turn around I gotta fix something. So I have this bear paw electric fish scaler. One of the greatest inventions known to mankind right there. This is the wand. It goes on it. Comes with it, you know. So the last time I was using it, right out here at the sink, while I was out there cleaning fish, somehow or another I moved a little bit too far and caught a rag in this thing, and when I did, it stripped out the cable. This is the cable. So it's similar to an old speedometer cable. We used to call them a chain, speedometer chain, but it's a cable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thing apart and I'm going to see if I can't replace this cable using this. This was basically $6. It was $5.86. Well, if you go online to buy the replacement, the factory replacement, this is the way it comes. It's the whole thing, and they start around 85 bucks. It's a little pricey. So I'm going to attempt to take it apart and fix it. So let's see how that goes. So I already know this thing will come apart. I've already had it opened up, but I want you to be able to see how it works. You can get in here with the screwdriver and pry it here, and it will come loose, and you can pull it out just like so. And this piece will actually come out of here. So this is where the end of the cable goes. So we're going to take it. I've already attempted to pull the broken portion out of here and I wasn't successful. Okay, now we've got our hole cleared out. Next thing I need to know is how deep it is. So I mark it on the drill bit. So let me explain a little something here. So we're going to use this universal cable. This end is what makes this a universal cable. It's a little end that's already squared off for you. You cut your cable the correct length and you put this on and crimp it. However, it comes with one end get it out here. One end of this thing is already squared off for you. I hope you can see that. It's round up to here, and then this square is four-sided. This is the end that you want to go up into your motor. And the reason being is that the way this cable housing is made, you want the end of that cable, the new cable, to be about flush with this This screws up into the motor. It screws down into the motor. So you want it to be about flush, or just maybe no more, maybe a 1/16 of an inch or so shy of being flush with that end, with that flange right there. So that's where we want it to be on that end. On this end, the cable goes up into here. The cable goes in there, and then this goes in here. Well, the end of this is going to be in here like this. So you can't put this thing together. You can't cut your cable to length and then put it together and use this end, because you can't get down in here to crimp it, and you can't get down in here to crimp it. And there's no other way to be able to put it together. So what we need to know is how long to make our cable. And so we know, give me a marker here. We know that right here is where this end is going to be. All right? And we know that we can go about that deep with our cable. There's my mark on my drill bit right there. So this is about how long I need my cable to be. But before I cut anything, get this thing unwrapped. And I want to be sure about the depth this thing is going to go in here. And make sure it looks like it's about the same that I got with the drill bit. And it is. A little bit. Goes in a little farther actually. Okay, so my mark should be good. So now, what I want is I want to be just barely flush. So I'm going to put this right up against this little lip right here. And then I'm going to come down. I'm going to measure, I'm going to get myself another mark on my cable right here. I'll double check, make sure I didn't move it. That looks good. And on that mark is where I'm going to cut this cable. Now I'm going to go over here to the grinder and I'm going to clean that end up just a little bit so that I know it'll go in there. Okay. So now, for a little extra added insurance on this thing, I'm going to put a little bit of this good old Gorilla super glue on the end of this thing. All right, it's in there. And now we're gonna so I noticed when I took this thing apart that there was a couple of flat spots on this thing with some markings where this thing had been crimped down on top onto the cable to hold it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to re-crimp it. I dare say that's not coming out. I think that will do the job right there. Okay, so now we'll put it back together. I really ought to put a little bit of lubrication on this. Well, let's make sure it fits first. Alright, so we can see, I guess you can see inside the motor this turning. When I turn this, the motor's turning, so we're engaged. So I'm going to take it back apart one more time. So we're going to take this thing, we're going to take a little bit of our red and tacky grease here, and we're just going to lube this thing up a little bit. You don't need a whole lot on there. We're going to put her back in. Feels really good. All right, let's have some power. And there you go. Put the guard back on there. Sometimes I end up taking that off. It just gets in the way sometimes. If you're cleaning fish, you have big scales. But we are back in business. So in case you're wondering, I bought this at AutoZone, the speedometer cable repair kit. The number on it is CA4001, right there. And like I told you, you don't need this. Do it the way I did. That's the only way you'll get it back together. But that just saved me 80 bucks. At least 80 bucks. The cheapest I could. They sell these things, the whole assembly, just this, the whole cable assembly with the end on it and everything. You can't, they don't sell a replacement cable because the way this thing is assembled, it ain't made for you to replace it. So we just cheated the system a little bit right there. So if you've got one of them, you know how you hate it when they break. I think that I replaced that thing one time years ago, a few years ago, and if I did, I may have another one around here somewhere, and if I do, while it's fresh in my mind how I did it, I'll get another one and repair it, and that way I'll have an extra wand for it in case anything was to happen, because it's a machine. It's not going to last forever. The only reason it broke before was because a rag got tangled up in it. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope this is one that'll help you a little bit. If you're watching it, it probably will. You've probably encountered the same problem. Okay, folks, well, there you have it. Cheap and easy repair on the Bear Paw electric fish scaler. If you've stripped out your cable, if motor's running and this is not turning, you've stripped out your cable. So that was an easy fix. Hope that'll help somebody. They're expensive. I mean, the entire unit, I saw them online today for like $389, and the cheapest I was able to find, that replacement wand, was 85 bucks. This repair kit was under 6 bucks at AutoZone. And my fish scaler is back in business. I'm ready to clean some fish. So anyway, hope it helps you, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and until you see me in the next one, there you go.